Greg says, scenario, new client, 100 subdomains, city subdomains, WordPress sites, currently configured with canonicals passing authority to the perfect siloed categories on root domain, all ranking solid and top 10 in SERPs for medium to difficult keywords. It sounds awesome, Greg. I'm going to +1 that, actually. That is an industrial strength project there. Want to add T1 on each subdomain with tier 2 stack on top. Wow, that's going to be a lot of work, Greg. Suggestion on how best to pass authority into silos with this configuration. Suggestion on anything else to root domain with stacks to subdomains. P.S. You white guys need to get a tan. Okay.
Yes, we do.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, suggestions on best to pass authority in the silos, it doesn't seem like you need any suggestions, because if you've got the canonicals all pointed from the subdomains sites pointed, so the canonicals are pointed to the categories, the categories on the root domain from the subdomains. So you're reinforcing. So all the stuff that you do on the subdomains is basically pushing the credit back up to the category silo on the root site. So I'm assuming that that's what you're trying to do is actually rank the root site. And that seems like a great way to do it. The only other thing that I would suggest maybe doing is, besides just using canonicals, is maybe create some physical links as well. Some actual links from your subdomain sites up, because that becomes very, very, very powerful as well. Okay. The canonicals are going to push basically credit, but it doesn't push link equity. You still need an actual hyperlink for that. So I would play around with that, Greg. I wouldn't just like all of a sudden go out and on 100 subdomains, go create 100 links up to the category pages. I wouldn't do that. What I would do is probably take a handful of them, select one category on the root domain to test with against the others, or maybe select two so that you have, you've got two tests against the control being all of your silos the way that they are configured now, right? And then test a couple other internal linking strategies from the subdomains to the categories. And that way you can test different configurations and see what kind of results. If you get better results from one configuration than another, then repeat that configuration on another silo and see if you can repeat those results. And if you can, then you're on to something. So, at least when you've got a project that big, it looks like you have plenty of opportunities to test different configurations. But it sounds like you got that's pretty advanced project there, Greg. It's awesome. And this is something we can get into, Greg, if you want in Mastermind. We have Mastermind tomorrow. So, I mean, we'd be happy if you drew out I just talked about keeping things simple, but this is a big project, so that's different. So for a big project, if you have a graphic or a diagram, don't spend from now until tomorrow at Mastermind time creating a graphic, Greg. Don't do that. But if you have a very simple diagram of what it is that you have, or at least maybe one or two silos out of this structure, if you could diagram that out, then we could play around with that tomorrow in Mastermind. Okay, we could dig into that a little bit deeper. Go ahead,
and
Mark.
also, Greg, if you want to order the networks from Semantic Mastery, let us know. We'll give you a bulk rate, because that's a shit ton of work, man.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I'm kidding. But we're gonna charge you extra for the tan joke. So,
Tough cut, yeah.